लक्ष्म्या सह ऋषिकेशः देव्या कारुण्यरूपया रक्षकः सर्वसिद्धान्ते वेदान्तेऽपि च गीयते उल्लासपल्लवितपालित सप्तलोकी निर्वाह कोरकितनेम कटाक्षलीलाम् श्रीरंगहर्म्यतल मंगलदीपरेखां श्रीरंगराज महिषीं श्रियमाश्रयामः आकारत्रय संपन्नाम् अरविंद निवासिनीं अशेष जगदीशित्रीं वंदे वरदवल्लभाम् नमः श्रीरंगनायक्यै यद्ब्रूविभ्रम भेदतः ईशेषितव्य वैषम्य निम्नोन्नतमिदं जगत्. I welcome you all to listen to Sri Mahalakshmi Vaibhavam today. Sri Mahalakshmi is the divine consort of Sriman Narayana. Narayana protects us all, but not alone. Inseparable with Sri Mahalakshmi and accompanied by her in every one of the incarnations, they together save all of us. This shloka from a pramana called Lakshmi Tantra explains that Lakshmya saha Rishikeshaha Devya Karunya Rupaya Rakshakaha Rishikeshaha Rakshakaha. Bhagavan Hrishikesha protects us. Does he do that alone? Lakshmya saha Hrishikeshaha Rakshakaha. Along with Lakshmi Devi, Hrishikesha protects us. He cannot do it alone because to protect anyone, you must be complete, wholesome, with mercy. You must not have a trace of anger. But unfortunately, Bhagavan is a blend of both these attributes. As much as he is merciful, he is angry too. So there is a necessity for Sri Mahalakshmi to accompany him. There is a specific reason behind this. Mahalakshmi is total with mercy. She is never angry on any of her children. She is termed as Nityam Ajnata Nigraha. Nigraham is punishment. Ajnata Nigraham, one who does not know to punish anyone. So here is Bhagavan who can reward as well as punish. Mahalakshmi, who only knows to reward and she never knows to punish. So both of them together, they form the divine pair to protect all of us. The concept of Sri Mahalakshmi is so well ingrained in Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya that there are hundreds and hundreds of scriptures about her. Beginning from the Vedanta, where the Shastra talks about in Sri Suktam, Bhu Suktam, Nirla Suktam, Shraddha Suktam, Medha Suktam, all these talk about the glories of Sri Mahalakshmi. Continuing that, all the 10 Alvars have sung a lot about Sri Mahalakshmi. Again continuing that, all the Purvacharyas in this Sampradaya have sung many stotras hailing about Mahalakshmi. We would dwell on that subject today in detail, but let me make a confession at the beginning. Although we could talk something about Narayana and be convinced that we have done some justice to the given subject, no one can do justice to the subject of Mahalakshmi Vaibhavam. I might find a tongue to talk about Narayana, but I would certainly fail talking or even thinking to talk about Mahalakshmi. To prove this point, I will tell you one story from the life history of Sri Parashara Bhatta. Parashara Bhatta, the son of Kurattalvan, he sung in praise of Lord Ranganatha, and those two stotrams were known as Shri Rangarajastavam Purva Shatakam, Shri Rangarajastavam Uttara Shatakam. It was about the glories of Shri Ranganatha. After completing them, Parashara Bhatta went and stood before Ranganatha. He was not satisfied singing about him. He wanted to sing more about Shri Mahalakshmi, Shri Ranganachiyar Tayar. He wanted to seek permission from Ranganatha for the same. He requested. Ranganatha said, "What is that you want? Why don't you go ahead and sing?" Parashara Bhatta replied, "If you give the 1,000 tongues that are found in your divine conch, in your divine bed, I would be able to talk more. I cannot talk about Mahalakshmi with my one tongue." Ranganatha looked at Adisesha, the divine serpent bed on whom he reclines. He said, if I bless you, Parashara Bhatta, with 1,000 tongues, will you be able to sing in praise of Lakshmi? Bhatta said, "You first give me. We would comment on that later." Ranganatha blessed him with 1,000 tongues. Then he came up with a quick reply. "Now let me confess that I cannot even talk a word about Mahalakshmi." Ranganatha was confused. "Why can't you confess this before I blessed you with 1,000 tongues? Why did you want these 1,000? Bhatta said, "The minimum qualification to confess that I cannot sing about Mahalakshmi is 1,000 tongues. So with a single tongue, I could not even confess that I cannot. So just to say that I cannot sing about her, if you need 1,000 tongues, then you cannot any day sing about the glories of Mahalakshmi. Mahalakshmi is the divine concert. Whenever Bhagavan incarnates in this material world, she too incarnates. Now we need to know the role, the status of Mahalakshmi in this Shri Vaishnava Sampradaya. I have to give you one clarification. Outside India, I have heard many people telling that this is Shri Sampradaya. But that word has not been coined by any of the Vaishnavite Purvacharyas. You will not hear this word back in India, in Srirangam or Tirumala or Ahobilam or Tiruvallikeni. Nowhere traditional scholars would use this term. We would all use it as Shri Vaishnava Sampradaya. I do not know when this word got mitigated as Shri Sampradaya outside India. So for your information, there is no Sampradaya called Shri Sampradaya. It is Shri Vaishnava Sampradaya. Because Shri Vaishnavam accepts both of them together. They are inseparable. We call Bhagavan as Shriman Narayana, Shri of Pati, Shri Vallabha. Everywhere they both are inseparable, they are together. But if I name it as Shri Sampradaya, then there is a chance that I can get it confused with Shakta Sampradaya. Shaktam is Devi Shakti Upasana Sampradaya, wherein no male god is accepted or the male god is inferior to the female god. If you name Shri Sampradaya in similar terms, then that would mean that Shri Mahalakshmi is the supreme goddess, Narayana the male god is an inferior god, which is a blunder we would all be committing. So this Sampradaya should only be called as Shri Vaishnava Sampradaya. Unfortunately, since all outside people who are new to this Sampradaya have started calling this as Shri Sampradaya, to follow suit and make them understand, even Shri Vaishnava Sampradaya people have also started talking in the same terms, I request you to correct it as it is not a right usage. Now getting back, this is Shri Vaishnava Sampradaya. Vishnu is Bhagavan Vishnu. Shrihi is Mahalakshmi. They both are very intimate mentally and they are very close, inseparable physically. Both are important. Physically they are inseparable and mentally they are so intimate, but that they form a divine pair to protect every Jivatma. Do they play the same role or do they have different roles to play? That is the topic for our discussion today. If we know about the glories of Mahalakshmi, her significance in this sampradaya, how do we treat her, how does she protect us, then we would have done some justice to the given topic today. Fortunately, today's topic is a logical extension of yesterday's topic. Yesterday, we had discussed about Sharanagati in Sri Ramayana. We had seen 6 Sharanagatis in Ramayana. The odd numbers were successful, the even numbers were not successful. We ended there. But we never dwelt upon who would be an eligible candidate, a right candidate to perform unconditional surrender. Should he be a Brahmin or a Kshatriya or a Vaishya by birth? Should he be a male or a female by birth? Should he be very learned? Has he to be a master of all the scriptures? Who is eligible? Or no eligibility, but still you have to choose a place where you can go and surrender. You can't surrender as and when you want. You have to choose a time when you need to surrender. Are these conditions applicable or not? Can anyone surrender or only someone can surrender? Can I surrender anywhere or are there chosen places to surrender? Can I surrender any moment I want or is there an auspicious day only when I could surrender? Who is an eligible candidate? What is the right time? Which is the right place? The fortunate thing about Sharanagati is there are none of these conditions. Any candidate is eligible. He can surrender. Anyone can perform Sharanagati. Anywhere he can perform Sharanagati. Any day he can perform Sharanagati. There is no need for any specific day. No need to choose a particular place. No need to get myself equipped or eligible to perform Sharanagati. But there are some simple requisites. The first and the foremost is I must be concerned. Only a concerned person will perform Sharanagati. One who is unconcerned will not come to surrender at all. As you all know, Krishna clears the concern of Arjuna. He says, Sarvadharmanu parityajya mamekam sharanam braja aham tva sarvapapebhyo mokshayishyami ma shuchaha. Arjuna, don't be concerned. Is Krishna suggesting Arjuna not to be concerned? Or Krishna ordering Arjuna not to be concerned? We all know that ma shuchaha is a simple word. Is Krishna suggesting that, oh Arjuna, having known me, repose faith on me, don't be concerned? Is he suggesting? Or is he ordering to Arjuna, you must not be concerned? We have seen many people who will soothe us, who will pacify us and say that, yes, whatever has happened has happened. Don't be concerned. But that's not an order. It is only a suggestion or a request by our neighbor. Krishna is not suggesting here. He is ordering to Arjuna, you must never be concerned, Arjuna. After performance of Sharanagati, if someone is concerned, then it would mean he is disbelieving Krishna. If you believe Krishna, then you must not be concerned. If you do not believe Krishna, you have a doubt on the prowess, on the skill of Krishna to remove my sins or his commitment to grant me moksham, then I can still be concerned. If I have absolute faith on Krishna, I must never be concerned at all. So after Sharanagati, the effect is removal of concern. What could have been the cause for Sharanagati then? What should have triggered Sharanagati? After Sharanagati, if my concern was removed, then what should have been the cause for Sharanagati? The same concern should have been the cause for Sharanagati. I am concerned about something. Krishna said, don't be concerned. What should I do for me not to be concerned? Sharanam Vraja. Aham tva sarvapapebhyo mokshayishyami. He tells me to perform surrender. As a result of which, he tells me not to be concerned. So obviously, concern has to be the only criteria. My eligibility has to be, I am a right candidate if I am concerned. Concerned about what? About my job, about my family, about my income, or about my fixed deposits. Concern about what? On all these concerns, you can go and perform Sharanagati. I'll give you examples. Draupadi was concerned about her honor. So she surrendered to Krishna. She was blessed with clothes. So Sharanagati gave her the result. Dharmaputra was concerned about his kingdom. He surrendered to Krishna. He regained the lost kingdom. Uttara was very much concerned about her Garbha. So she pleaded to Krishna. Parikshit, the Garbha, was rescued by Krishna. There are many people who surrendered to Bhagavan, Rama and Krishna fulfilled all the requests. So it seems that the concern may be on anything. If you are concerned, you can go and surrender. That particular concern gets removed. But Krishna is not talking about all those material concerns at all. He is talking about the biggest concern which one should have. That concern is, what is going to be my destination? Looking at me, I am not confident that I will reach my destination. Looking at all my papas, I am still not confident about getting into the destination. And realizing the greatness of the destination, I am now sure that I am not going to reach it. Now I think about three different factors now. The first factor is, where is the destination? Vaikuntha, Moksha. Is it close to me? Is it achievable by Tom, Dick and Harry? Certainly not. So that's too far. Thinking about that and having read about the glory of Vaikuntha from the scriptures, I am quite convinced that I am not the candidate to reach there. So this is the first concern. The second concern is, if my papas were easily assailable, if my papas were easily removable, then at least I would have some confidence. But the papas which I have accumulated, they are so huge and large in number, I cannot win over them at all. So second place where I lose my belief. Third one, who am I? Have I realized who am I? So Vishwasa Mandhyam, I lose my belief looking at the big papas, the huge one, and looking at Sri Vaikuntha too, I would not be able to reach there. So I am concerned whether I can reach my destination or not. Can I perform Sharanagati and dispel my concern? Krishna says, yes. Sarva dharmanu parityajya. Dharmas are many in number. There has been a constant complaint on the Sanatana Dharma, Hindu religion. The complaint is, you people never talk in simple terms. You have too many scriptures, too many books, too many gods, too many methods. Everything is too many, so we are not able to understand. Can you not simplify that and tell us a simple way? This is the way, practice this, you will reach God. Yes, it is possible, provided we are also 1,000 or 2,000 year old religion. We are not. We are millions and millions of year old. Anything that is millions of years in age will definitely have many branches. A tree that is sprouting will not have many. But a tree that's so big, it has grown for millions and millions of years. For how many Chaturyugas our Shastras, Itihasa, Puranas have been here in this country? So not that we can restrict these things. The advantages, any disadvantage can be transformed to be an advantage, provided you use it the right way. We have many scriptures. At the same time, our Purvacharyas have been merciful enough, have been kind enough to comprise them, to abridge them and give us that this is the right path. They all suggest this. There are many dharmas available. Krishna says, do not worry about all of them, Arjuna. Sarva dharman parityajya. Abandon all those dharmas. Mamekam sharanam braja. Unconditionally surrender only to me. Aham, me, the omniscient, the most powerful supreme God. Aham. Tva, you are not supreme. You do not have enough power. You do not have enough knowledge. You cannot remove your sins on your own. Tva, sarva papebhyaha. I clean you of all your sins. Mokshaishyami, I relieve you. Ma shuchaha. Don't be concerned. So I was concerned whether I can reach my destination or not. I was concerned whether I myself can clean my papams or not. I was concerned how many births more should I take. To all these concerns, Krishna said, in lieu of this, surrender to me. Now get relieved of your concerns. So the single most important criteria for surrender is, am I concerned? If I am concerned, then I am a Sharanagata. Once I perform Sharanagati, then I am relieved of my concern. Krishna says, Sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami ma shuchaha. After performing surrender, should I also try to remove my sins? He says, Aham mokshayishyami. You need not try. Not that we are in a partnership here, where you will invest half of it, I will invest half of it. You need not take a step even. I will clean you of all your papas. I have seen that advertisement back in India. I do not know whether you have seen that. There is a toothpaste advertisement. In that, they show a lot of worms and insects that go in your teeth. Once you use the toothpaste, you brush with that toothpaste, many of the insects and worms will be removed. They compare two brands of toothpaste. One brand will remove half of the worms, other brand will remove 98% of the insects, but still you will find 2 or 3 insects left over there. You know why? They are not confident that their paste will remove all the insects. So they will not show that. Then it will be misrepresentation of a fact. So they want to preempt any action against them. They at least leave 2 or 3. Krishna is not like that. He says, Sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami. He never said that. I might at times leave 2 or 3, Arjuna, which you have to take care. Not at all. Sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami ma shuchaha. So I need not be concerned whether I should also put in my efforts to remove my sins, or will all my sins be removed, or some would be left over. None of these concerns to you. Sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami ma shuchaha. So I was concerned. That's the only criteria. That's the only eligibility. Everyone who is concerned can go and surrender. Is there a place to choose? You can perform Sharanagati anywhere you want. You wanted to invite someone. You had invitations in your hand. It was a son's or your daughter's wedding for which you are inviting your friends and relatives. You have to go home, request them, and they would come. If I meet them sometime in the temple, I hand over the invitation to them, they would think otherwise about it. They would say, I don't know here, at least in India, Chennai or Srirangam, they would definitely misunderstand. They will think that, wherever I went, can you give me invitation? You have to come home and give invitation. If that was true, then Rama would he not expect Vibhishana to come to Ayodhya and surrender? Rama is now a visitor to Tirupulani Rameshwaram. That is not Rama's place. Moreover, Rama is not an ordinary person. He is the emperor. One who surrenders to the emperor, should he not go to the place of the emperor and surrender? Vibhishana did not have time to do all those things. He was an absolute destitute now. He was sent out by Ravana. Rather, he abandoned Ravana and reached Rameshwaram. Rameshwaram was a place where Rama had visited. So you need not choose a place. Anywhere you feel is a right place. You can go and surrender. No need to choose a particular place. Is there a time which you need to choose? No time at all. You can surrender any moment you want. For example, you will be surprised to hear that when Draupadi surrendered to Krishna, she was during her periods. Even then, she surrendered to Krishna. You must be helpless. That's all. That decides the time. More than that, or you are a female or a male, whether you are Gajendra or Prahlada, whether you are a demon or an asura, nothing matters here. இதை பிள்ளலோகாச்சாரியர் ரொம்ப அழகா சொல்றார். ஒரே ஒரு நிமிஷம் அதை மட்டும் தமிழ்ல சொல்றேன். சரணாகதிக்கு தேச நியமமோ, கால நியமமோ, அதிகாரி நியமமோ, பிரகார நியமமோ இல்லை. கேவலம் வஸ்து நியம மாத்திரமே உள்ளது. Anyone is eligible to surrender. Any part of the day or time you are right, you can surrender. Any place is a right place to surrender. There are no conditions for surrender. Should you have bath? Should you have fresh clothes? Should you do some 108 times of Gayatri Japa and go and surrender? Not necessary at all. I am now helpless. Will I go and have a bath when I am helpless? Will I wear new clothes when I am helpless? Can I do some 108 japa before I go and surrender? I am helpless. It's not possible at all. So there are no conditions for surrender. You will be surprised to note, when Vibhishana flew over Indian Ocean and Bay of Bengal and reached Rameshwaram, did he take a dip All water was available below him. But did he take a dip before he came to Rama? He never took a bath. He came directly from Sri Lanka, landed in India, surrendered to Rama. Why can't he take a holy dip? Snanam manittu Sharanaji Panakudathana. If Vibhishana had done that, then some rishi might record it, telling that for surrender there is a prerequisite now. You must take a holy dip before you go and surrender, which is not required. Bhagavan wanted to make it clear that there are no conditions, no other criteria, no place, no time, nothing. But there is one condition. Although I mentioned about everything, we can refuse any condition. You have to accept one condition. This surrender is not to anybody else. It is only to Bhagavan Krishna, not to anybody else. Because I said anybody can surrender, anywhere can he surrender, anytime can he surrender. Can I surrender to anyone? That's not possible. You can, but they are not going to grant you moksha. You can go and surrender even to your neighbor. He may hardly give you $100 if you want to. He would not extend any further. So if you are fond of moksham, then you need to surrender to only one. Mam ekam sharanam braja. Krishna qualifies Mam. He says not Mam alone, not me Arjuna, only me. Mam ekam sharanam braja. Aham tva sarupapebhyo mokshaishyami. Will Krishna expect anything from a surrenderer? From a bhakti yoga nishta, he expects a lot. From a sharanagati nishta, he never expects anything. This is a major difference between bhakti yoga as a path of salvation and sharanagati, which is siddhopaya. We have dealt with in detail yesterday, so I am not going to repeat that here. You please recollect whatever we discussed yesterday. Siddhopaya, where none of my efforts are needed. Sadhyopaya, where it is all through my efforts. I have now come to Krishna as my only solace, as my only resort. I perform sharanagati. What will he expect from me? To a bhakti yoga nishta, Krishna expects karma yoga and jnana yoga to be the ancillaries. Unless you practice karma jnana yoga, you cannot practice bhakti yoga. Because in the whole of Gita, chapter 2 to chapter 6, they talk about karma jnana yoga. Karma jnana yoga leads you to bhakti yoga. Having practiced karma jnana yoga, you are led to bhakti yoga, which is detailed in the 7th, 8th and 9th chapter. The last verse of 9th chapter discusses about bhakti yoga, that lays down the rule of bhakti yoga. Manmana bhava, mad bhaktaha, madhyaji, mam namaskuru, mame vaishvasi yuktvaiva matmanam matparayanaha. If you focus all your three faculties on me, Arjuna, your mano vak kayam, then I grant you moksha. Manmana bhava, mad bhaktaha, madhyaji, mam namaskuru. So going through chapter 2 to chapter 9, it is very evident that karma jnana yoga will only lead to bhakti yoga. So bhakti yoga expects karma jnana yoga as its anga. But Bhagavan Krishna, when he prescribed sharanagati, he never expects anything from the sharanagata. He need not practice karma jnana bhakti and then come as a sharanagata. You can directly be a sharanagata. So nothing more is expected out of you. Is that all? But he expects something. Although he expects nothing from us, he expects something from us. Am I contradicting my statements? I am not. Krishna is contradicting. If you want to complain, you have to go and complain to him. But he is contradicting only apparently. He never contradicts in his statements. We might not believe, thinking that Krishna was a liar. Malai piranda nambiye, male seyyum manalane, yela poihudaraipane, inge podha kandire. You might all know about Goda, Andal Nachiyar, who had sung in praise of Krishna and all through her 30 verses of Tirupavai. She was the wedded wife of Krishna. Who would know the secrets of a husband other than his wife? Nobody else would know. அதனால கண்ணனுடைய சீக்ரெட்ஸ் எல்லாம் யாருக்கு தெரியும்? ஆண்டாள் சொல்றது தானே நம்ம நம்பியானோம். We have to believe Andal's word, as she is the wedded wife. She knows all the secrets of Krishna, and she tells not a single word of Krishna can be believed. So don't believe in him. Malai piranda nambiye, male seyyum malanalai, yela poiholureipane inge podha kandire. Here is Krishna, who is ever willing to talk lies. He is very fond. He is happy talking lies. So now, oh girls, let me tell you, don't believe my husband. These are the words of Andal.